So he's in the turtle. Now, the problem we get with this position is if he goes super tight, give me the tightest fucking turtle you've ever done. So he goes super, super tight like this, and you know, your coach is there saying, get your hooks in. And you're like, there's no gap. If he don't want me to put my hooks in, I can't get my hooks in, okay? So this is what we have to deal with. Now, in MMA, it's a little bit harder for him to do that because I can punch him in the face. But still, I'm not allowed to hit him in back of head. So if he can really tuck and, yeah, it's going to be very hard to do anything. So this works good for MMA as well. And it's going to help you open him up, okay? So the problem with having a super tight, this is like a jiu-jitsu turtle. They go super tight. The problem is he has got zero base, okay? His base is gone. So this is what I mean, look, I'm going to be hip to hip. So I've got a bit of hip connection like this. And I can't get any grips, look. I can't dig my hands in. I've got no grip. So one thing I can grab is his hip bone. Because you can't really protect that. So I can grab his hip like this. I'm just trying to get my fingers wedged in there near his hip. Once I've got that, I'm going to run away from him. And I'm just going to pull. And the idea is I'm trying to pull him over this shin bone. So whichever direction this shin bone's on, I'm pulling 90 degrees to that to make him roll over it, yeah? So I'm in here tight, I might be hitting him, I'm looking for a gap. I'm gonna run and I'm just gonna try and pull him like this. Now he's got two options. One option is he just stays there and now I'm on top of him and I can start working like this. But if he's so, you know, tight in that turtle, 9 times out of 10 he's gonna build his base and he's gonna try and get back to that turtle, okay? So that's all we're looking at. Is the first drill, he's just breaking him down out of there. So I want you to start next to your partner, he's going super tight turtle, so I shouldn't be able to get any grips, any hooks. I grab his hip, and I'm running away, so I'm getting disconnection, I'm basing, look, and I just pull him into that space. He's going to panic and go back to turtle. I can go here, I can switch sides, and I can just do it again. He's going to go super tight, yeah. So I can't get anything in, I'm running away, pulling him down, and again, he might do this, and I can just claim side control. And now I've opened him up a little bit. I've turned him over. But for the purpose of the drill, he's going to bail back to turtle. I can reconnect, switch sides, go the other side. I'm just pulling him out of his base. So that's all I want you to practice. Good for MMA, because imagine this is now me hitting him. He's going to go back to turtle. I can switch sides. Boom. Hitting him, he goes back to turtle. So you could make it into a ground and pound drill as well. We're just trying to open the guy up. You know, it's super defensive what he's doing. It's not a good way to fight, but people will do it. They'll go super tight turtle, you can't get hooks in. So again, grabbing that hip pocket. I'm bailing on him so there's space, and I'm trying to pull so he rocks over his shin bone. Again, if he's super tight, it's going to be hard. If he's got a wrestling base, so go like, if he's here, now, this ain't going to work. But guess what? If he's got a good base, he's going to give me easy hooks. Okay, so see how those two things work against each other. Okay, super tight turtle, turn him over, give me 3 or 4 turnovers, and then switch. 1, 2, 3. Right, make sure you can see. So Chris is down. So now we can use that as our method of attacking the turtle now, because again, he's going to be super tight. I'm not going to have a chance to get hooks in. So I'm here, all I can grab is this, look. So I'm moving away from him, I'm going to pull, and then he's going to start building his base, getting back up. As he gets back up, look, all I'm going to do is shoot this hand on the inside of his leg, and this other hand is going to become an underhook. So see how I've gone from, go super tight, he's super tight, I can't get anything in. Now, once I've tilted him, and he's coming back up, I'm getting this on inside of his thigh, it's called a spiral ride, okay? And I'm getting this underhook on this arm here. So now I've got a good deep control of his body, okay? And then from here, we've got an easy back take just with a tilt. So all I'm doing is opening this so I can get my knee in this hole, okay? So that's all this is for, is just to get that knee in. Once I get that knee in, I'm turning, I'm dropping, twisting this arm and straightening it. And I'm going to put my hook in, and then I'm going to end up on his back. Once I end up on his back, I've already got this underhook. So I'm going to shoot this one over his neck, and I'm going to try and drop him on that side. And then we can start attacking the back, trying to choke him, okay? So that's going to be our back take. So again, we're here, look, he's tight. I'm going to pull him out of this turtle position. As I could claim side control now, but he don't want that. He's going to try and race back. As he races back, there's my grips. So I'm using that tilt just to get grips. So we can try and go tight again now, but I've got a nice wedge look on this arm. So I'm going to lift, drive my knee in, twist, I'm dropping to my hip. I've got him. Hook goes in. Now I can fire him over to this side. He's on that choking side, look. My underhook hand can grab his hand, push it down and trap. Now I can start setting that choke up to finish. Okay, again, it's the tilt. He starts to go back. As he goes back, look, my hand's in his thigh. I'm catching that underhook. Now we can try and go tight again, but I've already got my grips. Lifting, tilting, hook goes in. I've got him. And then any back attack that you like, or just stay there and control him. Okay, so that's going to be our tilt and our spiral ride to the back. Okay, 1, 2, 3. We'll come round. So the good thing about that is, especially if we're fighting MMA and it's slippy, and I try and climb on his back, chances are I'm going to slide off. Whereas with this, where I'm just tilting him, it's a bit less risky. Okay, so what a lot of you'll be used to is doing this kind of back take where you lock like a seat belt. Yeah, so you'll get a seat belt and get your hooks in, or you know, there'll be some kind of, I'll get a seat belt and then try and turn him, which can work. So one thing I want to look at is when you're making the seat belt, sometimes I go here and all he has to do now is pinch my arm with his elbow and just roll over his shoulder and it'll get me over. So I don't want to get caught out with that. Okay, so same drill, look, he's tight. I can't make a seat belt. Yeah, he's not letting me make a seat belt. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to pull. As he builds his base, look, now, all of a sudden I can connect that seat belt so I can start attacking. The problem is that now I've connected to him, he can start that arm roll. So when he starts that arm roll, as I feel like I'm going to try and beat him by putting this knee underneath. Okay? So as soon as I feel I'm going, I get that knee underneath him. Now I turn him, put my hook in, and look, we land on the choke side, ready to attack. Okay? So that's going to be our defense to the arm roll when you make that seat belt. Again, most people do attack, you know, by attaching with the seat belt here. So again, I'm like this. As soon as I feel like I'm going, just stop there 1 second. I need to try and make a wedge between his hip and the floor using my leg. So as he starts to knock me over, I'm just going to put my knee in that hole. Now this is not a good position because I need that bottom hook in. So what I do is I put the top hook in and I use the momentum to make that the bottom hook. Now I'm on his back and we're good to go. So it's just kind of like a dive roll over the top. So come this way a little bit. So mix those two things together. He's super tight. I cannot physically get a seat belt. So I'm going to pull his hip, knock him down, he builds his base. I get a seat belt, he tries to roll me. I block him with my knee and I take his back anyway. We can start working on some back attacks. Okay, 1, 2, 3. So we'll finish with this one. So we've got 3 options then. So first one, we was getting to this spiral ride. Second one, we're getting our seat belt, but again, the risk is he rolls me. So we know how to deal with that. Third one, this is my preferred method. So he's super tight, and again, we're framing everything with this first. Getting him off his base, and now he's going to get back to his base. As he gets back, there's going to be some gaps. So while I see those gaps, rather than getting my grips and getting my hands in, I'm just going to stuff my knee into that hole. Okay, so I'm putting my knee in the middle, and I'm facing his ass, yeah? His best end. So from there, I'm looking to get control of this far shin, and my trail leg is going to stand on his ankle. This is my position I want. So I want to be here. Okay? So again, look, he's tight. I'm pulling him, knocking him down. As he builds his base, I'm trying to ram that knee in. and we'll get to here. Now I'm going to sit down and I'm going to pull. I'm going to do an upright row. And now I'm going to put this leg all the way through and I can make a triangle. And now I've got him. Okay? So from here, if I want to get on his back, I'll put my ankle on his ankle. I'm going to extend my legs and I want this underhook. Now I can jump on his back. That's his back take from there. That position that we got is called the truck. Okay? So he's in tight, go tight. Knock him off his base. As he gets his base back, I try and slide that knee in. Grab the shin, stand on his ankle, fall back. So this position is called the truck. The idea is you got loads of, like you're driving a truck, look, you got loads of stuff to mess around with. Okay, so we're here. So again, I want the back. I extend, drive my legs, and I just try and get this underhook. There's the underhook. So now I've got his hip trapped and the opposite diagonal shoulder trapped. Now I've got good control of him, okay? So if you've never done that before, just do that, okay? If you've seen that before, you can start to play around with some different attacks, okay? So we're in here. I'm going to fall. I'm going to lock my legs like this. So I'm going ankle to ankle. And I'm just going to try and hug his leg, okay? I'm stretching this. And I'm going to try and hug his leg. If I can get it like this, I can stretch and tap him, okay? Sometimes I might not have this bit of his leg, I might just be here. I like to just tie this in, hug it tight, stretch. Okay, that's one. If this is not working, and he's quite flexible, he's like Van Damme, I use this foot to bend his leg lock. And I just grab his toes, okay? So I'm stretching like this. My foot brings his foot to me. And I grab his toes. From there, this is going to pull. And this free leg now is going to stand on my heel and do that. Okay? So we're there. If this is, you don't feel this is strong enough, you feel like you're going to lose it because we're only doing it with one hand. We've got to be careful. If I reach through with this hand, he can grab my arm, pull it. He can, he can arm bar me. So we've got to be careful. Okay? So we're here. I'm going to leave this arm where it is. If I don't feel like I've got enough pull with one arm, I'm going to kick through this hole and I'll use my leg. Finish it. Okay? And again, not all of that don't work. Nothing's working. I stretch, underhook, take his back. That's what I want, really. All the rest of the stuff just me showing off. Yeah? So he's tight. I'm going to pull him down as he builds his base, getting that knee in, grabbing, falling back. We've got him. Okay? Hug the leg, stretch. 1. Ankle to ankle, catch the toes. 2, step through. 3. None of that's working. Extend. I'm on his back anyway. Okay? Beginners, just do that last bit. Take the back. Yeah, if you've been training for a while, you can play around with those other submissions. 1, 2, 3.